Hello, SpeedGaming, and welcome to Goomba v Eriror, a very exciting matchup. This is a map compass shuffle, defeat Ganon, standard, sword assured. So fun mode. My name is Kern, joined by Koi. Hey, Koi.
Is that how he says his name? Or is that just how you say his name?
That might just be how I say his name.
I think I've always said Eriror.
Well,
which is it's error, but with an error in it.
I think you're right. I mean, I think that everybody calls him Eri. That's the way I always hear his name pronounced.
He even put Eri as his name on the file select screen. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, you're probably right.
Yeah, I'm Koi. That's Kern. We are here to commentate this playoff game between Goomba and Eriror. Eri. These are, quite honestly, some of the best players in the entire scene. Goomba, of course, is a threat to literally everybody in Randomizer. He just has this knack for seeing the seed in a particular way that enables him to, effectively God vision his way to progression. It's actually quite impressive, in addition to just his, overall high level of execution. Meanwhile, Eriror is, a very accomplished rando player, but even more so, well known for his skill in typical speedrunning, holding a top 4 time in any percent NMG, and a top 2 time in restricted major glitches, all dungeons, I think.
Yeah,
He's pretty good.
Yeah, one of only 4 people with a 123 in the vanilla game. I believe it's only 4 currently. So that is quite the accolade.
Yeah, so while being really, really good at the speedrun, the vanilla speedrun doesn't necessarily translate to rando's skill. Eri is also a rando runner. Like this isn't like his first time playing rando. He's very good at this too, and he has the execution from speedrunning to go with it. If there's a frame to save, he saved it.
Yeah, and interesting here, you kind of see this more often in Ambrosia play. Oh, Goomba forgetting its compass shuffle. But yeah, you notice that they pick up the bushes, even though they have sword assured. So, some people are learning this because of Ambrosia, but it is weird. In this one screen in the rain state, before you go down to the Uncle Well, you cannot slash your sword, even if you have one.
But you can dash through bushes. That's the really weird one.
Really? I had no idea. Wow.
If you start with sword and you find the boots right away, even though you can't swipe your sword, it'll still let you dash through bushes.
Then why the hell can't we have swordless powder dashing hacked into the rando?
But yeah, okay guys, so the settings for this one, I guess aren't going to be indicated on the screen. They're not too complicated though. It is standard, assured sword, and map compass shuffle. So not full key sanity, not small key sanity, but just maps and compasses being shuffled. All the keys will be in the places you'd expect them to be. And this does have a relatively important impact on the routing throughout the game, though. Dungeons are going to be a lot more valuable than they normally are, each one having 2 extra locations for items. And then also, we don't know where the pendants and crystals are. So we'll have to either just go to a dungeon and hope for the best, or hope to collect maps that tell us that information.
Yeah, and meanwhile, starting off with this sword escape that, the sync here is kind of real. I mean, it looks like clocks aren't fully synced, but... Yeah,
no, the error is like 3 seconds ahead.
But I mean, just watching them do the exact same move, it's like... Crazy. Yeah.
Imagine if Goomba didn't map check.
I know. Well, thank you for not resyncing the clock, so we can see the true difference in execution here, minus the map check.
Both runners going for 8 slashes. 8 slashes is the fastest way to kill this guy, but not always so easy. Both do a very good job there. Honestly, not taking damage is a good 8 slashes.
Yeah, ideally, you want to not clink your sword. And it looks like they're just spamming B, but it's actually...
Oh, yeah,
the timing
very
is actually
accurate.
really hard. Yeah.
But you can definitely see how Ariror's experience with like the NMG speedrun definitely making a difference here, because this is the exact same situation in NMG. You know, sword and 3 hearts. So in addition to every single rando seed with where he did the escape with the sword, he also has like literally thousands of speedrun attempts where he did the escape with the sword.
Yeah, so other than not having a boomerang, this is like exactly what he would expect, and no text boxes.
Yeah, it's just better. It's just better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no boomerang better? I don't know, Koi.
No, you don't grab the boomerang in 100%. And I'm pretty sure it's like a top 5 time there too.
Oh, huh.
People are saying I'm too quiet. I have my input volume all the way up, so I don't know what to tell you.
I think it's me. I've adjusted my volume slightly. I think it's my mic. It's been having issues, so apologies for that, everybody.
All right, they're going through. Eriror getting his key from the key red. Goomba right behind. It's like we are a bit more synced up on the clocks. And we find a flute here at the back of Escape.
Well, it's nice. So
yeah, pretty nice high-end find. It's not too big a deal though, because the bombs were just in a chest. So you can be assured that your opponent also got that flute.
yeah, even if they don't end up getting the prize pack item. All right, both runners with a sub 6, which I have to put air quotes around because this is rando, so it doesn't mean anything. But also, Eri out the door with a sub 6, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he had, in addition to just getting like better RNG in a couple places, very crisp execution through the escape. And it's not a huge difference right now, just a few seconds here or there. But these add up over time. Every room you just do it a tiny little bit faster, create like a huge difference between you and your opponent.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Like, I mean, I think a lot of this is the map check, right? So I'm not going to read too far into the time difference between them coming out of Escape. But it is really interesting. Like, even if a runner can finish, like, let's say 10 seconds, seems small. If they can finish Escape 10 seconds in their opponent, that can indicate like minutes worth of execution advantage over the course of the seed. So sometimes it's like a really interesting barometer. But yeah, I think most of this is just the map check. And honestly, the most of the rest of it is Goomba getting that sword clink against the ball and chain guard, which actually costs like a second and a half or so.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, execution can be made up for through just getting a better route, or finding an item in a skippable location. But if you have the execution and can do that, man, are you in for a treat.
That was really interesting. Did you see that? Eri pushed the block down, and as he was pushing it, he dropped a bomb, threw it up on his way to the other side. Instead of what everybody else does is they walk right and drop the bomb. And I've never seen anybody do that before.
I'm sure it saves like less than a second.
I'm sure, yeah. But it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Anytime you can do something that's slightly different than what everybody else does, you look like a baller in this game. Just pro tip to anybody who wants to look like a baller.
And that's why I learned all those Ice Palace strats in the compass room that you won't even bother learning, Kern.
Well, you know what? I'll learn those when you learn Frozen High Nox Super Bomb sequence breaks. How about that?
I think I did that actually. It doesn't come up in races ever because it's dumb.
Hey now. Okay, we got a few maps. We got 3 maps. This is map. Well, no, 2 maps. Okay, I'm miscounting. It is not a huge deal just yet that we have maps.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see a map check like anytime soon. Like the idea, especially in the early game, when you need everything, is you just go to the places where you can do the things. And if it's a pendant or a crystal, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like if I can full clear Hera right now, like I'm gonna go full clear Hera right now. It does not matter to me if it's pendant.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then because it's map compass shuffle,
yeah, the dungeons,
especially the pendant dungeons, are going to be a lot more juicy.
But maps will definitely matter more later when you know, we start having to make choice. Do I go to this dungeon that I can full clear, or do I go to this dungeon that I can full clear? When one of them's a pendant, one's a crystal, then it matters a lot more.
Yeah. So thinking ahead here about, you know, what's next for these runners? Like, we haven't gotten like any progression that really does anything. Really. I mean, you can go up to Tower of Hera right now, but you know, not much.
You don't really want to go to Tower of Hera just yet. There's quite a few items that would make that trip better, such as a fire source to make sure you can full clear it, or the hammer so that you can get over to East of Mountain afterwards. And we still have lots of really good density available on the overworld from South Shore. So I imagine that's where we'll see our runners go next.
Yeah. So Eri, you can see there, he walked right after he fluted so that he had enough space to walk left. So if he's walking left the whole time, as the bird is catching up to him, it just saves a little bit of time because it means he's scrolling the screen towards the bird as it's flying towards him. Cool to see that. I bet you we're going to see him do that throughout the race.
Yeah, I imagine so. It does save. It's less than a second, but they add up.
Yeah, if you flute like 1,000 times in a seed, that's like hours, Koi.
Okay. I don't do math on stream, but I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
Literally days.
Another map. Oh, terrible map. And a sword!
All right, well, so far, the only potential Dark World access item we have is that Master Sword. So if we find a lamp, I don't know, maybe we're thinking about it now. Yeah.
So I'm normally, and people who watch my stream can attest to this. I am very against going into Eastern without the bow. But I think Map Compass Shuffle definitely changes the value. I think Eastern before Aga makes a lot more sense in a Map Compass Shuffle seed. So I definitely would be surprised to see somebody bite the bullet on Aga 1 when Aga's
totally.
still available.
Especially with that hookshot now in Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, Eriror opted not to do Ice Rod Cave, instead going up to the Old Man. Now this may be just to check the Old Man and then to leave. Nope, he is headed up to Tower of Hera.
Yeah, with the flute, interesting choice not to check Ice Rod Cave. Could be motivated by like wanting to chain that in with Sora checks, like if he finds the Moon Pearl, you know, I don't know. But I guess you could just easily flute to 8 and set up a fake flipper that way too. I guess if you found the boots, you could water walk.
If I was Erir, I would be motivated to do something like this because my opponent is Goomba.
So trying to out God Vision the God Vision?
Like, if I'm up against Goomba, I am saving every single check I possibly can, because that's the only way I have a chance against him. It's different for Erir. He's quite accomplished himself, but I am very scared of Goomba. So this could spell trouble for Eri if there is like a lamp or fire rod or even the book over on East of Mountain here that Goomba's gonna get.
Small key to start. Oh my god.
And there's that book. So when Goomba gets up here, he will be able to check Ether Tablet as well.
And book and boots, no
fire locked.
Yeah.
Fire. Oh, poor Eri.
No fire source, but also like almost the Desert Palace care package here. I mean, also no glove.
And then immediately goes to Ice Rod Cave to get the hook shot. Oh look, another map. Just all the maps.
So with boots and hookshot, perhaps Goomba, when he goes to Tower of Hera, if he goes early, like Harry did, might just hairpot up.
Yeah, I think with the hookshot going up to Hera makes a lot of sense here. But the boots and book combo is also very desert pointing, which that's also fire locked. I don't know, I could definitely see a case for either play, or even just doing more overwhelm.
Okay, Eri coming to Agina. Honestly, I think an Agina play and an Ice Rod Cave play are like pretty equivalent when you have the flute. So I like this as well.
We're going after this Ether Tablet. Erir was not able to do this. But it doesn't matter, just a piece of heart.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess using the key doesn't matter, but... Now, if there is an item in the big chest of Tower of Hera, this could be good for Eri. Although, to be honest, he's likely to Herapod as well when he gets here, so... Oh, thanks, Moldorm. Not much you could do about that except for, I guess, wait until he moves away, but that's not a very good competitive move, so that was just 100% RNG right there.
Am I louder now?
You sound great to me, Koi.
Everyone's yelling at me. Like all I do is talk on the mic all day, every day.
Don't listen to the
Suddenly,
haters.
My volume's a problem. I turned up the gain on my mic, so maybe that helped. What was I gonna say? All right, Harapot. Okay, so Harapot and Map Compass Shuffle, they don't really work together as well as they normally do.
You're right. Right. Yeah.
So normally the only thing that could be in the big chest that would mean Harapotting wasn't a problem is Map or Compass. And in Map Compass Shuffle, there is no Map or Compass. So Harapotting is 100% skipping an item location, always. You know, which is sometimes fine. Sometimes the answers, there isn't necessarily something good in that chest. But opting to skip something unnecessarily isn't always safe. But a very reasonable play in this situation where it's the only way you're going to finish that dungeon.
So now Goomba taking the book in the boots to Desert. Area not far behind, really, practically. I think partially because of those few Moldorm falls cost Goomba a bit of time. And then also has already checked Agina, so Goomba will have to do that after Desert. Well, not have to. He probably will do that after Desert.
Goomba.
Oh, interesting hookshot strats here from Eri. I have never seen anybody do that. So if you're using spin strats, it's a really interesting move. He was using hookshot to get a little bit of iframes when he thought that he might be hit in the wrong direction by Moldorm.
I don't know that Goomba's nervous or anything. It's just, you know, mental error happens to the best of us. Alright, this is Goomba's last chance for Desert to be the answer.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's nice.
It's almost amazing.
Still can't kill the boss, but that's progression.
Nope.
That's for sure. Alright, what does the glove do for us, Kern?
Like nothing,
Nothing,
pretty much.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can flute to 5 and get to Eastern a little bit faster. How about that? Is that something?
Yeah, okay. Let's see if he goes to Eastern first, because he has the glove. Probably not.
Oh, okay. The other glove was in the back of the Hashel set, but we're still missing, you know, the Moon Pearl.
Oh, no, that's actually huge. And Green Pendant is in Eastern Palace, so I think Eri is going in here, right? Ah, no, he's leaving.
Wait, where was the Moon
thought
Pearl?
he'd go.
Oh, it was in Sahasat. I just was looking away.
Yeah, so I was thinking to go into Eastern from his point of view because it's a pendant. He's already over here, and he's one item from finishing, right? From going to the Dark World. Okay, but then I also thought Goomba wouldn't go in here because he just got Dark World access, but now he is. All right.
I mean, it's not bad at all to flute back to 5, and this way he's covering his butt just a little bit. That Moon Pearl allows him to do all of Zora's domain in one go. That glove means that Zora itself is now in logic. So
now explain Goomba.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not terrible. Like, it is a pendant. Like, he probably won't have to full clear it. Dungeons are more valuable than they usually are. But, you know, you just got Dark World access.
Yeah, I mean, 5 items. Well, I mean, I think, honestly, it's not just that Eri could find something that allows him to skip Pendant Eastern, as much as it is that he finds something that allows him to get a bow before coming to Pendant. I mean, it's a pendant, but, you know.
Or Fire Source for Landmount.
Ah, yeah, right. And then he can just go do that dungeon instead. Okay, Waterfall Fairy has nothing. Let's see what Zoro's domain contains. All right, nothing with the Zoro's domain checks. That's all right. Goomba's probably going to check that eventually anyway, so it's not like Ares lost time by doing that.
Eri headed over to Bog Rocks. I don't know if we saw that from Goomba. But just a piece of heart, so no big deal. Unfortunately, Eri does not have those mitts yet, so no King's Tomb, at least.
And a whole lot of nothing in Eastern.
Yeah, I still can't wrap my head around why he did this play.
I mean, if I were to guess, we should ask Goomba, but if I were to guess, you know, Mid's Darkhold access, there's a lot you could find in Eastern.
Yeah,
between now and the rest of the seed.
Maybe he just thought, like, with the way the items laid out, that it was likely that Eri did Eastern, and he wanted to make sure that he didn't get ruined by something being good in Eastern that Eri got and he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to know exactly, but I do think that one of the great reasons to choose to do Eastern is because you think you're going to have to do it eventually anyway. There are 5 items there.
Right.
And there's a lot that could be improved by this Dark World route by having an item.
And then Goomba goes to the Dark World finally, but we're starting with Skull Woods here. I would have expected like the Mire area checks or Dark Death Mountain first, but this is also a lot of checks on the way to Hype Cave. Goomba headed back to the front of Escape, now assured that he will be able to find a small key here. Aw, Goomba. You see, he tried to hover.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, I thought he just missed the bomb jump.
He did like one attempt at hovering to the big chest, and then said, "Oh, well, I'll just bomb jump." Unfortunately, there was not a key in those first 2 checks, so we'll have to drop back here to find it. Here it is. And meanwhile, Eri does go to Desert Palace and gets his mitts, aka Dark World access.
And Eri checking Mire area, which Goomba did not before coming to Dark World, so gonna get a couple checks here.
I feel like the Mire area check's a lot safer play.
Yeah, I would agree, especially with Mid's Dark World access. It's
it's not like you're gonna get to skip Mire Shed, right? Like there's no world where you don't do Mire Shed this seed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it looks
But
like
not going east to Graveyard Ledge, Kingston. Instead, headed down to Village of Outcasts to check the checks that are checkable here.
I will say that I think that this kind of aggressive play, like from Goomba, I think it's becoming more popular. Like I'm seeing more people be more willing to skip checks that we would normally just say, this is the line. You always do this line. You always check all these items together. And I'm honestly, I think it's really fun, like to watch and to play, except for when it doesn't work out for you. That you have to have a certain kind of personality to enjoy playing it, even when it doesn't work out for you, which people have. But
well, following the Meyer area, Ari is also headed here to Village of Outcasts and Skullwoods. So both players opting to do this over Dark Death Mountain. Which really I only think is weird, because you have the hook shot.
So it's so fast to get over there.
Well, because you don't leave anything behind.
Oh, I see. Hookshot cave. Yeah, right.
I mean, you do leave things behind, I guess. The spike cave check. But that would be it. And you get the medallion information for Rock.
The other thing here that I am certain about is that Goomba and Ari are very familiar with each other's games. And I wonder, like, it'd be interesting to ask them how much that plays into their routing, into their, you know, their meta decisions here. And I have to be honest with you,
that the other one is doing Dark Death Mountain, so they both don't do Dark Death Mountain.
I don't know that I'm
Same
suggesting.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting anything in particular. I'm just saying, like, you know, sometimes the reason that we make plays can get so complicated that it's like sometimes impossible to guess at why another player is doing it. Like the best we can do is just like evaluate the decision based off of the information we know. Oh, Goomba getting the dash.
The God Pixel.
Feels good. Down to a heart.
Into a spike. Goomba, don't die.
Yeah, this a hit from a grasshopper here would kill him. Oh no! Oh my goodness!
I can't believe he went for that.
That was so. Oh, he has a fairy. Okay,
Oh, now I
but
believe
still,
he went for that.
that was. I mean, that was quite ballsy, to be honest.
Yeah,
Seeing
like,
all three of those grasshoppers up there.
Grasshoppers will always move in a cardinal direction after they stop, so like north, south, east, west. And one of them stopped just to the bottom right of the chest. So if he went east or west, he would go right into Goomba. After Skullwoods, Ari headed over to Graveyard Ledge in King's Tomb. These are checks that Goomba chose not to do. Although he may do them later.
So I haven't been.
Hammer.
Yeah, no hammer to check that big chest. Sorry, Koi, I just talked over you.
Go for it. Nobody can hear me anyway.
Yeah.
According to the admins.
Oh, Fire Rod in King's Tomb.
Oh my god.
So it kind of depends on how committed Goomba is to that skip.
Ari left his portal up on the ledge. Alright, so Fire Rod means that Ari will be able to full clear Skull Woods, which I believe, according to the map check he just did, is a crystal. I can't imagine Kingston is going to evade Goomba for that much longer.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is interesting that he didn't check it, you know, along with these other Village of Outcast checks.
Yeah, or even just like on his way to
Skullwoods
on
or
his way to the Dark World when he first came over here.
yeah.
The game.
King's Tomb is not that hard to route back in later, though. If it was Graveyard Ledge.
Oh yeah, if it was Graveyard Ledge, I'd be scared that the race was already over. But King's Tomb, you just go do that real quick.
Harry on Master Sword Moth. That was pretty dang quick. Some of those spins into the wall there that still managed to land were pretty good.
Yeah, I think what happens is like, because you get, when you do the spin that close to the wall, you're actually spinning him twice. So your first spin knocks him into the spikes, and then the spikes knocks him into your spin. And the last hit is the one that actually registers.
Oh, that is super cool.
That's why the double spin seems to hit him even against the spikes. Alright, this is what it was all for, you guys. Goomba came here through Village of Outcast, through Skullwoods, for these 5 chests. And we got a sword! But that's it.
Yeah, a little disappointing. I mean, Master Sword is not nothing. Oh.
Well, we know where the 4th sword is.
Oh my goodness. Vanilla Sword. But we don't care about that sword anyway, at this point.
I'm so confused by Goomba's routing. He didn't even do Smith and Purple Chest.
Yeah, to be honest, the Goomba's routing reminds me a lot of Kermit's routing, BBB Kermit's routing, in that it's very, like, it's kind of this new aggressive thing. I mean, I don't know if Goomba's been doing this for a long time. I've just been seeing it a lot more recently. That has, that skips things that can take a while that we would normally just do as a normal part of our everyday route.
Yeah, no, I guess, like, with Mitts and Mirror already in hand, I would have been thinking, like, yeah, okay, Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb is out of the way, but Smith and Purple Chest are on the way. Goomba going straight to King's Tomb. So this almost effectively orphans Graveyard Ledge for him, but that actually works out because it was empty. This is the one that had the Fire Rod.
Yeah, so far this aggression's working out for Goomba. I mean, we'll see if Eri decides to do the more kind of traditional thing, return the Purple Chest and Smith, and see if anything was orphaned here for Goomba. Yeah, again, I just want to, like, shout out this, like, stuff. It feels so weird. It does feel very weird. What are you doing? You know, but honestly, this aggressive thing, like, try this in the simulator, folks. If you ever played the simulator, try doing stuff like this.
I don't know if I would really classify this as aggressive, though, because Goomba also did Easter. which that's not aggressive at all.
I mean, those skips are aggressive. I'm not saying that his entire playstyle is. And I actually don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could debate this between you and me, Coy, but I mean,
Well,
five items in Eastern.
What I do know is that Goomba has beat me in literally every race I've ever been. I'm not even kidding. Like, every single one. And usually not at all close. So, I mean, if I'm going to learn from anybody, it's going to be from him.
You know, I will say, though, that's the thing about stuff that breaks from the meta is that we're so used to it. We're so comfortable with it. It seems to make so much sense. It's like the meta is actually really simple, the rules that you follow, and everybody does almost exactly the same thing all the time. If something is that simple, there's no way it's good, right? Like the reality of stuff like this is much more complicated than simple rules we can come up with. So whenever anybody does something that diverges, it just seems like madness. So I will say that, like, that there can be weird stuff that just seems, because it breaks from the norm, and our norm, we're so used to it. And that's the thing about rando. You don't want to do stuff that puts you outside your comfort zone. It just feels weird. When you get burned enough by seeds, you're just like, oh, I should have known better. So we always stay inside our safe little comfort zone, which I'm guilty of that, I have to say. But then you watch folks like Goomba or Kermit Route, and you're like, what is even going on? What game are they playing right now?
I'm trying to imagine. I feel like this is a loaded statement though, Kurt, because your comfort zone is a lot different than everyone else's comfort zone.
Maybe.
I'm honestly, Kern, I'm surprised that you don't forfeit every seed as soon as you find the move, bro.
You know,
because it's over, right?
Me too. Much faster moth fight here since Goomba had that fighter sword, and Eri not yet finding something that Goomba's orphaned, but we still have that purple chest to deliver. Oh, did I miss it? Oh wait, was there a hammer on the magic bat? Did I just miss that?
Yeah. I missed it.
I think I was too busy watching Goomba.
I was busy making fun of
go through Skull. Ah, well, see, there you go. We're distracted, Koi. They're gonna fire us. So yeah, never mind. As I said that, actually, as I said, Eri not finding anything, Goomba's orphaned. There we go. That's a pretty big deal.
You remember that time Goomba and Eri did like a playoff race, and then Goomba routed like awkwardly, and Eri found the hammer on Magic Bat? That was a fun day. I remember that.
Yeah, this is a big difference. Now, saying that though, without the hammer, there's not too much that Goomba could be, you know, enticed into doing here.
Oh, there is though.
Poorly.
There so is. He could go into Mire. He could do all of Dark Death Mountain. Ice Palace.
Oh, Ice Palace without hammer before Magic Bat?
Before Magic Bat without hammer? I don't know. He already did all the other checks around it. Like, going to Magic Bat is like 2 checks.
We're just gonna have to see, Koi.
I don't know. I can't. At the very least, I cannot see Goomba doing Magic Bat before the mountain. It's also possible that the hammer just doesn't lock anything, and Goomba's gonna get a super awesome Go Mode hammer.
That's the thing, is like early unlocking progression is not always good. I mean, if it increases your efficiency, it's a long drawn out seed, then yeah, it's quite good, but not always.
One sword slash away. I'll take it. 2 cycle. Alright, Goomba takes down Crystal Desert Landmo, Worm Boss. What was I saying? Crystal number 3! Ha! Eri, meanwhile, headed to the Big Chest in Thieves Town, yet another location that Goomba was unable to do when he was here. And now Goomba will never find out what the dungeon prize of Eastern Palace is. It'll just remain a mystery.
Maybe we'll get to see it.
I mean, it was the Green Pendant. Sahasrara already told us.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant the actual item you get from defeating the boss.
No, the prize. Alright, so Goomba's headed to the mountain. This makes sense. This is definitely the most dense thing. Honestly, I thought they would do this before what they did. Are we hating on Goomba? I don't mean to.
I think
Or what
that
do you
you are expressing your shock and amazement
I think
at his
like,
unusual
I know
routing.
early on I spent a lot of time talking about how awesome Eri is. But that's not because I think Goomba's bad. It's because Eri is awesome.
And Goomba is, and you did say early on too.
Yeah,
Goomba's amazing.
Goomba is
You talk
also
about-
awesome. It just
Yeah.
Eri is like my hero.
I think a person could hear you and interpret your absolute befuddlement.
No one heard me.
At-
Though. That's
at
the thing. Right?
Goomba's. Yeah.
My volume was messed up.
Okay, so yeah, you were correct. Oh, Goomba getting the flippers. Yeah, you were correct that he's gonna go Dark Death Mountain before coming back to that route. Oh, flippers
And
can
now,
be
and now
bad.
with flippers, what else do you do, right? Are
Yeah.
you really doing a Magic Bat when you can do flipper checks? I mean, he'll do Magic Bat before, like, first chest swamp, sure, but is he going to do it before Ice Palace? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It puts the Ice Palace into logic, and I don't know. See, this is the thing, is like, if you skip that check when you have mitts, I honestly don't know, because I don't play that way, but I know people do, and they are quite successful at playing that way, but I'm not sure, I can't predict when you route that back in, because I'm never in that situation. So, when I don't often see people in that situation, so I have I'm really interested to see, because if you route that way, you must have some conditions under which you go do that before you do something.
Right, you can't just skip something and lose every single seed where that something has progression, right? Like,
exactly.
go
Yeah.
back eventually. And this isn't the daily race on SRL. This is a playoff race. Losing here is the worst. Now, we did already see those flipper checks from Eri. He fake flippered earlier. Goomba returning that time.
Looks
But
like.
where do you go now?
Yeah.
By the way,
this is-
Goomba hasn't done the mountain cave. What? He hasn't done the old man yet. Okay, apparently this is it. This is the time that he goes back.
See, this makes sense to me. If I was doing this route, I can see the logic behind waiting until now to do it. If you're gonna skip it.
Where are you going? Don't go to
Graveyard
Catfish.
Ledge looks like.
Don't go to Catfish. Don't go to Catfish. He might go to Catfish. Honestly, catfish into pyramid and pod doesn't even look terrible compared to like doing magic bat.
Yeah.
It's not that much different.
Yeah, that would be a reasonable play. Harry getting the one cycle Landmo with all fire rod shots.
Smooth.
And yeah, looks like Goomba is going to continue on.
Catfish. Well, hopefully, he finds something super worthwhile, right? Oh, not catfish. Okay. No, I disagree.
Okay, now I think Goomba's just messing.
Now he's just being aggressive. That is a super aggressive play, because if you don't do catfish right there at that time, you're never doing catfish.
You know
like,
what? I think you know what I think is actually happening here. I think that you know, some people make fun of commentators who like try to predict where players going to go and then they don't go that direction. I think Goomba's routing in a way that he'll be able to make fun of us. I think that's actually what's happening.
Would he do that though?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wow, Goomba, how could you? All right, I mean, you know, catfish is probably nothing. Every single item location is probably just 20 rupees, right? So you don't feel bad about skipping one thing. But having already done the flipper checks, having already checked pyramid, already checked graveyard ledge, catfish is all by its lonesome. Goomba cannot route that in ever. I guess maybe after pyramid fairy would be the only time.
Yeah, you just have to decide to do it just because, not because it was on the way. And there's the cane. So we are quite close to having everything we need.
And the thing is, like, finding this cane here is going to make Goomba feel really good. Like, haha, I figured it out. It was cane and pod the whole time.
Right, because this is hammerless, so you'd have to go the long way around to pod. If you know, this was indeed the logical progression towards hammer, which we know it's not, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're laying down there, Koi.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the cane will not let him into Mire, so that's good. And no hammer means he can't go into TR, which is also good. So hopefully he will find his hammer soon. But I honestly, at this point, I think the ideal situation for Goomba, like the best chance he has of taking this race, is if he finds Bombos and Ice Rod before going back to Magic Bat. If both of those are not hammer locked, I think Goomba has a really good chance of winning.
Yeah.
Hammer go mode is amazing. Like, it feels really bad the entire time you're playing the seed, but once you find the hammer and you realize, oh, that's the last thing I need, you get to like count on like sheets and sheets and sheets of paper how many locations you get to skip because of that.
Yeah, so chat asking what's missing. Just Ice Rod and Bombos at this point. Yeah, as long as you didn't end up doing something like hammerless Ice Palace, you'll probably feel pretty good about a hammer go mode. Imagine though, like Bombos or Ice Rod, First Chest Swamp. Goomba does that.
No, he can't do First Chest Swamp. I mean, he can go there, but I'm saying,
but practically,
he'll do Magic Bat on the way to that.
Yeah. Flippers, to answer a question in chat, were up on Dark Death Mountain. I believe it was Hookshot Cave.
So the big difference between our runners right now is this hammer and what they're going to do after pod here. So for Goomba, he has very little options. Without the hammer, he can't access anything really nice, and he's going to be locked into choosing between, you know, less friendly things like going into ice without the hammer, or doing Smiths and Magic Bat without the hammer. Whereas Eri, who does have the hammer, gets to make different choices, such as, do I want to go to Pendant Swamp, or would I rather do TR without the hammer, or without the Ice Rod? Or should I just go full clear Ice Palace real quick, make sure it's nothing?
Yeah, I think at this point, the Ice Palace full clear is a play that I would expect to see. It would be like a traditional kind of play where you prioritize Crystal Dungeon. But, you know, I don't know, depending on how Eri feels, sometimes going into Turtle Rock, looking for the Ice Rod. And at this point, they could pretty safely save their portal on Laser Bridge. They don't have many more mirror checks left.
You're right. He does not have swamp access yet, you guys. No flippers. But he's going to go to the mountain soon. And then he'll have it.
Yeah, but if you go to the mountain,
yeah, then you're standing
probably gonna go to Turtle
right
Rock.
there. Turtle Rock's like right there. How do you not go TR? Alright, Goomba headed back into Eastern, feeling very bottlenecked at the moment to come back in here for, what is it, 2 items?
Yeah, it looks like he was going for that that quick hop on that first ledge there. It's a little tight there, because you cannot quick hop north off of a ledge ordinarily, but if you face a different direction, you can.
Wait, which one of them? Goomba?
The one into the cannonball.
Oh, yeah, no, that one's impossible, I swear. I can't do that one.
It is very tight. You don't have a lot of space to really set it up and save time still.
I mean, like, I could do it, you just have to... It costs me more time to turn the correct direction than I actually save by quick hopping.
Exactly, yeah. It's very tight. But Goomba going for it anyway like a pro.
Yeah, so the only thing Goomba has here is the boss who will drop an item because it's Compass Shuffle. And the green pendant that also comes with this boss. So for 2 items from the dungeon. And we may see Eri do Eastern as well. It's not unheard of. It's a lot of items, but it is a pendant and he has other places to go. And down goes Armos for Goomba, picking up his second pendant, getting him that much closer to the Butter Sword.
So items to bombs. This is funny, and you're gonna find out why, viewers, in just a second here. You maybe have never seen that before. It's if you're holding an item above your head, like the bombs or Canis Maria, you do not go back into your own mirror portal. So because he did pod first, then Eastern, this is a way that he can quickly get to Sahasrara. Pretty cool, and had the forethought to even item to bombs as the enemy was dying.
Yeah, I usually spawn outside Eastern, see the portal there, and like, who put that there? Gosh darn it. Yep, that's Ice Palace.
Oh no!
Or is it Hobo? Did he do Hobo? No, it's Ice Palace.
Well, this would be very hard for Goomba to come back from. I would think. I mean, there's still a lot of seed left, but
I mean, at least he has the cane, so this is a little less painful than it would have been a few weeks ago. Eri also going to Ice Palace, although without the flippers. This is just the most dense location for him that is definitely worth doing. See, Goomba doesn't do the cool Pengator strats either.
Yeah, Sequoia, it's not just me.
I'm pretty sure it's just me and Espeon who know how to save 2 seconds in that room. Nobody else cares.
So the nice thing, though, about hammerless Ice Palace is if you haven't done hammerless Ice Palace since the Icebreaker was introduced, I highly recommend intentionally doing it at some point because, oh my god, is it so much better.
And that's access to Misery Mire.
Oh, goodness.
And you guys may not realize this, but Misery Mire does not have the hammer. but if it has the Ice Rod, Goomba's actually not in a bad spot.
Oh my!
Never mind. There's the Ice Rod. Goomba has Hammer Go mode.
Oh my God!
I mean, having a double dip ice to do it, maybe it won't be enough, but
Yeah. Honestly, I think it probably would have been enough if he hadn't have full cleared Eastern.
Eri went straight to Ice Palace too anyway, though. So Eri's gonna have Flippers Go mode. Or no, actually, this will just be Go mode for Eri because it's Pendant Swap. Oh, that's disappointing. Goomba gets Hammer Go mode, but it's not even enough. Aw.
And he would have to go like straight to Magic Bat, which I mean is not a bad choice when you have Hammer and you've kind of isolated it. Now you can do it much faster.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll go to Meyer soon though.
Yeah, you would probably just continue.
Well, because he knows he's in Hammer Go mode now, and he knows that the Bombos was definitely hammer locked. So I mean, he might go to Meyer, but he should Go mode it.
Oh right, I'm confusing myself again. That he doesn't have the hammer. Hammer's on Bat.
Right.
It's still just as bad as ever to go to Magic Bat.
So Eri is in Go mode, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no, you're not crazy. I mean, well, you are, but no, you're not wrong.
He's crazy. Okay, he doesn't seem to realize it. I believe that both players do have all of the crystal and pendant information. I might be mistaken though.
Yeah, no, that's a good point though. Yeah, I haven't been keeping track of who got which maps, and maybe Eri didn't do the checks required to see that.
He's just looking for the flippers because he doesn't believe in sequence breaking.
It's not a sequence break if you put yourself back in logic, right? That's how that works.
Okay, he's skipping the big chest now. I think he realized.
Oh, is it because he didn't flip the switch? No, he did flip the switch. He's dropping down.
Yeah, no, I think it caught him by surprise that he was in Go mode. And he was already on the way to Ice Tea before he realized.
Could be. We'll have to ask him. Goomba again going for a north-facing quick hop on top of Spec Rock there, but not having luck today with the... Oh my goodness, Eri. Quick kill on Cold Stare is one of the hardest quick kills to master.
Yeah, it was suboptimal.
It was suboptimal. He missed a poke.
I expect more from you, Eri.
But it was still quite fast.
Oh,
okay.
He was doing the double dash poke. Double dash poke is super hard.
Yeah.
I prefer the single dash poke, which is like, I don't know, 20 frames slower or something.
Yeah, that's how you know when somebody has 123, is they're going for that in rando.
I mean, it's not like if he messed it up, he was going to die or anything.
No, I know, but...
He was fine.
But most people would go for the consistent one that's 20 frames slower, right? Unless you're the kind of player who that's normally consistent for.
Yeah, I feel like for someone like Eri, the fastest possible way to do something is the only way to do something. Why learn anything else? Nice Meyer too. And Goomba going for that last item he left behind at Hera, but it was nothing.
All right, let's see where Goomba's going.
I think he's out of checks. I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. He already did hammerless Ice Palace.
Yeah, all he has left is Magic Bat, Smith, Purple Chest, and First Chest Swamp, and all of those are like in a line. Yeah, he can full clear Meyer, but Goomba knows that the hammer is not in mire, and he knows that the hammer is the only thing he needs.
Yeah, if you do hammerless Ice Palace when you skip these locations, makes total sense to leave these until dead last.
The hammer, to answer chat, the hammer locks the boss as well as the 2 chests on the right side that are behind the hammer pegs. Goomba did Icebreaker and Ice Palace, which brought him to the other side of those 2 chests, so he was able to check that vanilla big key chest out of logic.
Goomba now in go mode.
Yeah, that does it. Unfortunately, his route to this hammer go mode, and while hammer go mode usually is making of a very fast seed, Goomba's route ended up with too many double dips. Went to Desert twice, Hera twice, Eastern twice, Skullwoods twice. Thieves Town once, though. They'll do Pod twice and Ice Palace twice before the end as well.
I mean, look at his team name, though. At some point, you got to decide, like, is winning more important or is representing our team more important? But in all seriousness, though, I really do enjoy watching this style of play that Goomba's doing here. Like, these checks seem insane to us, but I like stuff like that. And sometimes it works out, and when it works out, it's like insane. And even when it doesn't, there's ways you can play to cover your butt just a little bit and make it better. So I think it's really cool to like see a showcase of that here in the league.
I don't think it was really insane. Like I totally get why he did it. Like they're slow, you just skip all the slow things.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it looks insane. It looks insane, I think, especially to people who might not see play like that normally. Because it's very unusual, I think, that people would do stuff like that, especially among this like level of play.
A member of chat asks, why would he do Hera Basement before his Smiths? And while I can't say for sure because I'm not Goomba, but I would say it's the line of thinking where you put something off for long enough that you think everybody else will do, and it eventually gets to the point where, well, I mean, if it's there, I lost anyway. So even if that's the most likely place for it to be, going there is a death sentence.
Yeah, and it seems like, I mean, commentators, we say that all the time, but the thing is it's true all the time. Not literally all the time, but it's often very true. And yeah, it's a huge part of strategy in routing.
It was the standard route for Goomba going through Lost Woods and Village of Outcasts is to do those Smith checks as well. So Goomba knows that it's more likely that Eri did them than that he didn't do them. And if he did do them, and it's the hammer, then he knows he lost already anyway. So might as well play to the location that means you didn't lose.
Yeah, another way to say that might be more analogous to other kinds of competitive, games or sports you might see people play. The commentators often say is they say you got to play to your outs, right? So you're not playing to your outs if you go immediately back to Magic Bat and Smith Chain and stuff.
I think it's definitely a little different for a 1v1 match like this, rather than a big match. Because in a big match, at least one person did those checks, so you can be sure that at least one person's going to be ahead of you in that situation. But in a 1v1, it's just Eri, and Eri might have also skipped it. And oftentimes in a 1v1 match, it's not who played their outs better, but who gave up on their outs and went back sooner is the person that wins. Oh, Wayne from TR, that's cute. And a blue mail to boot. Wow, Turtle Rock with all the things. Never forget your 5 arrows in that pot. Very important 5-arrow pot.
Yeah, that's an NMG pot right there.
I watch P-Train a lot. He picks it up every time. Often when he already has 30 arrows, he'll still pick up the pot. And I ask him why, and he says, well, I don't want to lose the muscle memory.
Oh my god.
Goomba found his way to Helmosaur, working on his 5th crystal. Eri goes back outside for the big chest. Make sure, just in case it has a small key. And it does, so absolutely rewarded. Try to skip that. You'd be in a lot of trouble. Helmosaur's death marks crystal number 5 for Goomba.
Yep, so just a fast Misery Mire Turtle Rock to go. But yeah, about a dungeon and a half lead here for Eri.
Why did it have to be Magic Bag?
Yeah, that was pretty punishing.
It's always Magic Bag.
Yeah,
and honestly though, like even if he didn't skip it, I think Eri would still be in the lead right now, just by less of a margin.
Yeah,
Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern as a part of it, but also it's hard. It's hard for me to get an idea of exactly, execution, because I think that there's been very, very slight differences. But the ones that I can think of, I would say that Eri would also have a slight edge there too. So I think as commentators, we often talk about routes and we talk about people winning. And that's kind of a generous thing to do, I think, to both runners. But also it kind of ignores that sometimes people do play slightly better. And I think in this case, they're very, very even. But thinking back on the seed, Eri got that 1-cycle Landmo versus 2-cycle Goomba, which is not a huge deal. But thinking about like some of the quick hops and like some of the other small movement stuff, I think that Eri is also just playing slightly better here too. So I want to shout that out as well too. Like, again, it's not that Goomba's bad or anything. It's just that Eri, oh my god, as I say that.
I think he has the fairy still.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fine. God, you're so bad at this game, Eri. What the heck?
Coin.
Kern just
Coin, no.
said.
I just wanted to be fair. I just wanted to shout out the amazing things that these people do.
You cursed him.
It's that time. Guess where that big key gonna be?
22 locations.
There you go. I always forget the number.
22. Yeah, I think execution is incredibly important in Randomizer, but it has like a steep drop off at the end.
Yeah.
So like say we were talking about energy, you know, just the regular speed run. Execution is the only thing. There is nothing else. It's only execution. So a small difference in execution means you know, a definitive difference in finish time. Because Rando has this routing complication and this luck complication, execution matters less at the top levels. Because the difference between like a 123 rando runner, a 123 NMG runner playing rando, and a 128 NMG runner playing rando is not really 5 minutes.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Like, how much of that is memorizing perfect ways to go through rooms which don't apply in rando? But I honestly think that sometimes the difference between a 128 and 23 is actually 5 minutes of just improved movement that does apply to rando. So I don't know. I mean, I think you're right that it doesn't mean like you're always going to be 5 minutes better, but I think it can mean, you know, an actual some sort of execution advantage that will come to play in rando. And even if it only saves you 2 minutes, that's
For
2
sure.
minutes over your opponent.
Hope Room, big key. Eric finds it. Location number 6.
Yes, correct.
I think. Now, when we're talking about execution saving you time, Ganon's Tower, the Gauntlet Climb, is the #1 place we're thinking of.
Oh yeah.
These are rooms that do not change at all ever. There's no like real luck involved. It's all about your ability to recognize and respond to the RNGs.
Yeah, and the difference between like optimal play in Ganon's Tower and very good but not optimal play can be as much as like a minute here. It can be enormous difference.
Very, very nice line though.
Yep. Again, that's the NMG loadout.
That's how you do it.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes I feel like a broken record whenever I talk about NMG and like a runner who's, you know, who plays NMG. But honestly, Eri is the best NMG runner who actually plays rando. So like it's very relevant.
Yeah. No, I think he's one of like 2 in the top 10 that we regularly see playing rando. Yeah, no, I was just meaning like my personal NMG time is only like 132, so like I'm like 10 minutes behind Eri in that arena. I don't think I could ever win an NMG race with Eri, but I could see myself winning a rando race, you know. So like the difference between us is a lot smaller than 10 minutes when we're playing rando compared to when we're playing NMG.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. Yeah, like you shouldn't expect that that's going to always equate to a 10-minute difference or whatever.
But I do think that even in rando, I'm disadvantaged because of that difference in execution.
Yes.
While I can win, I probably won't.
Here we go. That was I think that was a 3-cycle Aga too.
Oh, very clean.
Did you just say verily?
No, I said very clean.
Oh, okay.
I had Dr. Pepper in my mouth. I wasn't expecting to have to hit my push to talk.
I was gonna say I haven't heard anybody use the word verily in like 500 years, but
indeed, right. Quite
verily. Nice quick dashes. Taking some fire bat hits, but we don't care.
He didn't lose any frames. That's what matters.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my! What? Okay, that would have been a double silverless.
That was slick.
That is okay. That's like there's very few RNGs where you can get 2 silverless spins in before you do the torch glitch, and he happened to freeze him, I think, on that first one, but still got the second spin in. Or was the am I confused about that? Did something else just happen there? I think I'm confused.
He froze him on purpose so that he could get the spin.
Oh, are you kidding me? Aries like 1 million IQ points above me. I can't even understand his execution. That is sick. That is I think literally I am ill.
The positioning made it really difficult for him to get the torch glitch and the spin. So he froze him so that Ganon would hang on for a second while he did other stuff and then came back for the spin.
That is maybe the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Eriror taking first place with an official time of 1:20.23.
Now joined by Eri.
Yeah, Goomba forfeits after. Makes sense. Not even up to GT yet. Doesn't want to waste any more time.
Eri, if you can hear me and you can speak, I just had to say that Ganon first silverless spin was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I was listening. What happened is that, so Ganon, after you hit Ganon for the first time in phase 4, he goes to one of 4 locations. So either he stays at the same spot or goes to one of the other 3 spots, right? And if he stays at the same spot and you just hit the spin, the free spin, he turns blue. So it's not intentional. It's just a 25% chance that you get a blue Ganon. And it's usually bad. But there's like a 2-frame window where you can release a spin, and then he's like, when he warps away, you can still hit him. Basically like getting a cave spin out of it. It's basically a cave spin.
So what you're telling me is it wasn't intentional, but you also knew that it could happen, knew that there was a 2-frame window, and you got it. That's what you're telling me? Yeah. And I'm somehow supposed to be less impressed by that?
Yeah, I don't even go for the first spin because it's too hard.
No, the first spin is free. Just everyone should go for it. Like, no matter what location Ganon is in, you can get the first spin, then go walk to the torch, and then get the torch glitch. Everyone should just go for it.
Top 5 NMG runner telling me tech is free. I don't know what I'm supposed to believe anymore.
If you can do the fire rod torch glitch, maybe, consistently, then maybe free.
You can. Ganon is on the top right. You can get the spin, walk all the way to the torch, and still get the lamp torch glitch. That's what I'm telling you. Yes.
No way.
Yes.
All right. Well, we have to believe you because you are
All right,
you're the guy.
Let's talk about this dumpster fire of a seed.
Also, and hello, Goomba. Good game.
Sorry, Goomba.
Yeah, Goomba,
Hey,
GG's.
GG. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your talk about cape spins and whatever.
So the story of the seed was unfortunately the hammer location for Goomba.
Yes, I noticed that much. Thank you.
Talk to us. Tell us your thoughts, Goomba. Why didn't you check that when you were there?
Well, I didn't check that when I was there because Hammerless Magic Bat sucks, and I wanted to cut some corners because obviously Aries' execution is better than mine. So
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Like it's a mistakes, execution-wise. Not too upset, of course, but definitely not the best showing. But early boots, that helps a lot.
yeah, I wasn't too happy about those. I gotta admit, not pleased.
No repeat of the spoiler log race.
As much as I like having boots, I will acknowledge that you can use them a lot better than I can. So
Yeah, next season of the league, I vote that there's going to be a guaranteed boots option. So, like, one of the weeks we're just going to have open boots over the playoffs. One of the races is going to be open boots or something.
boot start is
And
so
I think
boring.
that's a really good idea. Yeah, it really homogenizes the routing a bit too much. So it's not really a good racing mode because
Like, boots are fun and all, but starting with them the routing becomes the same every seed. It's really
Yeah.
boring.
yeah, I agree. It's something that Boyne has been talking about a lot, and I really agree with that. But
Yeah, I was talking to
It's-
Blaine about it the other day as well.
it just makes the game so much more fun.
I mean, yes, playing the game with boots is more fun, but routing the game with boots is less fun.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the seed was interesting. Moon Pearl Hunt it took me a bit before I got there. My Light World routing wasn't excellent. But starting in the Dark World, I really was pleased with how everything went. But in a way, I lucked into everything, but I also feel like I was really efficient in my clearing, except for isolating Bombo Tablet. That wasn't the best idea I've ever had.
Basically, all the items were just on the path as long as you get the hammer. I managed to hit the right path without getting the hammer, which wasn't terribly
Yeah,
helpful.
this is actually kind of awesome that you had a hammer go mode after the end of everything. Because, like, typically, like, a seed where hammer is your last progression item is a really, really fast seed. Just not this one.
I mean, it
What?
was pretty fast.
Yeah.
Well, not faster, though.
I don't know, 120 is like
Well, you
about
just- you
as
had
fast
it
as
involved a lot of
get
double dipping.
without being
They were
ridiculous.
last.
Where were the flippers actually?
Hookshot Cave.
Okay. Figured it would be on DM, but wasn't sure. It could be Eastern as well.
Yeah, speaking of Dark Death Mountain, you both went Skullwoods and Village of Outcasts before Dark Death Mountain with Mid-Stark World access. Now, Ari did the Myra area first, which I thought made sense, but Goomba skipped that as well. Well, you said, Goomba, that you were trying to cut corners, so that tracks. But why did you guys both choose not to do Dark Death Mountain?
Let's see, I didn't have hammer yet, so it would be isolating Spike Cave. I really didn't want to be forced to do Hera, like to go get the big key. And I feel that if I go to Death Mountain and don't find anything relevant there, then I feel like really forced into doing Hera, even though the entirety of Village of Outcasts is open. And I just feel like the standard Dark World loop is just more efficient, and being able to only have one Death Mountain trip makes a lot more sense than trying to split it up into multiple chunks. Because there isn't that much more that I get to do if I find items. Like, if I find items on Dark
Except
Mountain,
the hammer.
there's not. Yeah, sure, but that really.
I don't know. My thought was I'd rather have the hammer for the West Dark World than I would rather have the hammer for the mountain. Like,
Normally-
I feel more punished by the hammer on the mountain.
Normally, in that scenario, I do check Dark Death Mountain in hopes of getting the hammer up there before doing the West Dark World loop.
Mhm.
But I figured I wouldn't in this seed because, again, trying to cut some corners, and I figured the hammer wouldn't really add very much. It would give me Thieves' Town Big Chest and hammer pegs, and that's it.
Right.
So it wouldn't really be that important.
I agree there, because, and that's not really that bad thing. Like if you only do front 4 thieves, and then come back later with the hammer, you can easily link the back of thieves together with hammer back. So that's like a nice chunk that's together, and it really doesn't take that much, like that long to get back there. And if you have to do Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot Cave, and then have to come back to TR later, once you find hammer, cane, and ice rod and all that stuff, I think that chance is actually bigger than the chance of finding hammer on Dark Death Mountain, and being like time-wise, it just doesn't relate that well.
Yeah. Plus, I also figured with the items I had, it was pretty likely that the hammer would be in the mire area somewhere. So I did the West Orc loop hoping to get a fire source first. Then I got the fight out in King's Tomb afterwards. I felt kind of silly, but whatever.
I like to see the routing Goomba that's a little more aggressive. Some people, like Kermit, like play that way all the time. But I think it's also good to just like know, like in a case where you feel like you need to cut some corners or whatever. And I think in this case, it's unfortunate that the two biggest, corners that you cut, well, corners, I don't know corners, but two biggest plays you made, which were Eastern, and then also the skipping the Magic Bat Smith Chain stuff, ended up hurting you. But it very easily could have not been that way. And I think that I don't know, it's really cool to see. I enjoyed seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, I figured, like, normally I would not play like that. This was definitely not how I normally play. But again, I acknowledge Eri is much better at Link to the Past than I am, so I need to make something happen if I'm gonna win, right?
Yeah.
He's okay.
It's kind of frustrating that people will play against me like this, but it also reinforces that I can just get 10 or 20 more checks in the same time and then still like have a fighting chance. So it kind of reinforces each other's playstyle in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of a vicious cycle in that way, I guess.
If it makes you feel better, Goomba, I do the exact same thing when I'm racing against you, because I know that you're better than me.
I'm bad, though. Well, I'm not.
I do some super weird plays because I'm scared of Goomba.
Why are you scared of me?
Because you always win.
Do I look like I won?
It's the big spiral down into nothing.
Yeah, and it might, like, I don't know, I just want to throw this out there, like that, it's also, I mean, I do think, I mean, Eri got 123, right? So obviously very good executor, but watching, there were moments like, okay, cool, maybe you 2-cycled Landmo where he 1-cycled it, or like he got a quick hop, north facing quick hop that you didn't get, or whatever. There's like moments, but I think like you're not you're not on such a, I just want to clarify this for chat. It's not like you're on such a different level that you must gamble. And I hear what you're saying, but I just also want to throw that out there and be the voice of like, Goomba, we just watched you race and you're actually very good. And when you say you're bad, it makes me feel bad.
I don't actually think I'm bad.
Okay,
but I will acknowledge that Eri's better.
Sure. Okay, that's fair.
He's all right.
Like, he has a 123, my NMG time is like a 129, I don't even remember.
As long as you're not implying that I'm...
I wasn't aware that you had ever played an MG, Goomba.
I don't. I've ran on MG like 5 times.
I must say that there's diminishing returns on MG though. Like, once you get sub 130, it becomes really hard.
Yeah, we were
I think until 125, maybe at this point even 124, because the average level is becoming so much better for Rando. I think until 124, there's like very small steady gains that you can implement into your Rando stuff, and as Rando becomes more optimized, I think we're gonna see like that it becomes more relevant, definitely. That people start improving their execution even more and start pushing different strats that are even like Rando specific in order to have a fighting chance.
Honestly, like, I'm not even really much of a speedrunner, I just like randos. Like, I pretty much exclusively picked up NMG to get better execution, to be better at rando. That's pretty much it. And then I got sub 130 and I'm like, okay, well, good enough.
Yeah.
But honestly, my PB was like a really, really bad run that just kind of got carried by 0 blue balls. And I could probably get a 128 if I sat very easily, if I just sat down and did a couple runs, but like, I don't care.
And
It's not my
as
thing.
long as you don't just brainlessly do seeds and don't really care about your execution, then and
Yeah,
start
yeah.
actively thinking about like, okay, what went wrong? What can I do to improve? Then just playing rando already makes you just improve at the game. Playing the game makes you better at the game.
Exactly.
So it's not like you have to do NMG. It's just such a good, like for me, it was just such a good base of like improving at the game and knowing where to improve. And
Yeah, I
don't
think running NMD is sorry. I think running NMD is the best way to improve to a certain point, even if you're just looking to get better at rando. But like you said, there's diminishing returns for sure.
Yeah, at some point there's like these circumstances or situations in the randomizer where you have like a worse sword or you have better equipment, and there's like the small things like, you know, hook shot in Eastern where you can use that, and those are things that you don't really get from just doing NMG. But
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you do in NMG that doesn't really come up in rando that much, and similarly there's a lot of stuff you do in rando that doesn't come up in NMG.
yeah,
Like, it's very
just
specific
general
tech between the
difference.
two. Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys, although the race probably didn't go the way you wanted it to, Goomba, the last locationers are not out. There is still one more chance for you guys to bring it back. Lin versus The Lane, which will be tomorrow at 3:10 Eastern. So, how do you feel about Lin's chances, Goomba?
Honestly, I have not seen Fellaini play rando in forever, so I don't actually know.
Does The Lane play rando, or?
Yeah, sure.
I've heard.
There's some plays.
Former
I have not watched
German
Fellaini
champion.
in ages.
Wait,
I
we're
mean-
talking about media.
I mean, obviously, Air 216, all three players, very
Yeah.
strong runners. So,
A little stacked. A little stacked. We're gonna have to split you guys up next
but
season.
I like to think we're also pretty decent at the game. I don't think Lynn's out of it. It's gonna be a good race for sure. I'm looking forward to it. But I can't really say who's gonna win, honestly.
Well, I mean, a very confident teammate would obviously just say, "Hey, my teammate's going to win."
Well, I don't want to.
So Felena's going to win. Come on.
Well, I don't want to sound like arrogant or anything, you know.
Don't want to sound arrogant or anything.
Oh my god.
All right, we're out of here.
Good games, the both of you. Thank you for a great show. And yeah, crazy fast seed.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Thanks so much for commentating. And yeah, maybe soon Game 5, I think. Is it? Like, do we play Game 5 or do we only play one game? I'm not even sure how the system works, I'm gonna be honest.
It's first to 3 wins. So
Yeah.
you guys are at 2. So if you win, if the lane wins against Lynn, then that's the end of your series.
Wait, did
No,
Bourne already
this
have
was the first game.
one? It was the first game, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
then yeah, there's
Yeah.
like 2 more matches then. for
Yeah.
sure.
Blaine and Lynn are playing tomorrow, and Illis and Blaine are playing on
Oh yeah.
Thursday, I think.
Yeah, Illis Blaine at Thursday at 6:10. So remember earlier I said there's 2 top 10 NMG runners who regularly play random. Blaine's the other one.
Wayne also was pretty good at the game.
Oh my
I don't know how
gosh.
that happened.
Oh my gosh. It's not even fair, you guys. How is it that the people who are good at the game always win? That doesn't seem right.
That's
we
pretty
fix
weird.
that? Can we fix that?
I don't know,
Okay.
Cole. You seem to win a lot. Got him.
I know, right? It's not right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for racing for us. We really appreciate it. That was a really awesome race between you. Guys, make sure to follow both Goomba and Eriror, which is error with an error in it. That's what that is, right? That's why you did that. Am I crazy?
No?
It's
No,
not.
I
It's
just-
not a
it's-
misspelled error.
No. It's just
Oh.
a name that I thought up when I was 13 and it stuck. And
Oh,
I didn't
right.
actually thought about the connotations.
I thought it was just error with a typo, like an error with an error.
That would be pretty meta, honestly.
All right, you
Can
can
we
start,
retcon
you
the
can start
name?
telling people that's what it is if you want to.
Yeah, let's retcon it.
It's
right now.
It's yours now.
Easy.
Follow both our runners, guys. They
All
are amazing at this game. And stay tuned to the Speed Gaming channels for more speedrunning action, including tons of league races coming up over the next couple of days. Our next race is in progress right now on Speed Gaming 2, Kermit versus Hitsian. I hope to get to see you guys there. Until next time, I am Koi, and with me was...
Quern.
Quern.
Kieran. Good night, everybody.